Hey guys, so Warner Brothers finally released their ultimate team-up superhero flick Justice League, and although it's kind of a disjointed hot mess, it was still good to see some of those DC characters finally on screen. Now before we get into the nitty-gritty of the film, I just want to warn you guys, spoilers, 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 spoilers. Now we all know this film wasn't the easiest to make. Director Zack Snyder suffered a family tragedy, so he had to step away from the film. Warner Brothers then brought in Joss Whedon to finish up the film, do some reshoots, and to add his trademark lighter tone because fans were complaining that these DC films were once again too dark. Now when I finished watching the film, my first thought was, well, I wasn't bored. I was completely entertained by the film. You know, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It 100% felt rushed and disjointed. It just felt like a lot of pieces were put together, split up, then put together again. A lot of stuff felt like it was cut away. The film is barely a little over 2 hours, and they just definitely didn't want to go any longer than that. So you do feel like the entire story was wrapped up pretty quickly, plot points were very much rushed, and characterizations and backstory suffered 100%. Now in this film we find Batman still feeling bad about, Superman dying in the last film, so he's doing his best to find these group of superheroes to form him into a team. Wonder Woman is still saving the day, being her badass self, but also trying to keep a low profile, and then we're introduced to the new characters Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. And, well, Superman's dead. All three of the new characters that were introduced in the film, their backstories were horrendously short or just cut out altogether. Out of all three of them, Flash had most of the backstory in the film. Second to him was Aquaman. You don't even see much of Atlantis. Cyborg, I have no idea what his deal was. He was just already a cyborg, and it's kind of hard for me to kind of even remember in the film what backstory they even told me, because I don't feel they told me anything, and all the backstory that I know of Cyborg is just from reading the comic books and seeing the cartoons. Now the film's villain Steppenwolf was really boring and bland. It's not just in this film. I mean, it's still a problem with the MCU. They're still struggling to get their villains to even be remotely interesting, and in this film it's no different. He's very much boring, not three-dimensional, has one goal and that's it. You don't see any other layers. In this film, he's just trying to find the three mother boxes to join them together that turns the world into this wasteland of sorts, but there's no real clear indication what ends up happening once he does that. It's just what he wants to do. It's basically just the plot that pushes the movie forward, and not much else is explained about it. Now there is this cool flashback sequence of when we see the Amazons, the former gods, even a Green Lantern, all fighting Steppenwolf in the past and stopping him from bringing the three mother boxes together. They succeed, he's taken away, and then basically the Amazons are given a box to guard, so is Atlantis, and then men have one, they bury it, and somehow in the present day it ends up in the government's hands. Now, one of the things I do give credit for in the film are the fight scenes, and my favorite fight scene, and actually my favorite scene altogether in this film, is when Steppenwolf comes back at present day and basically tries to get the mother box from the Amazons. Now when Superman died, the mother box was awakened and started sending out signals and stuff, so the Amazons knew something was happening, so they were already prepped, guarding it, ready just in case anyone was trying to come and take it. And then Steppenwolf appears, and they are fighting him, and they're trying to keep the mother box away from him, and it's basically one of the best fight scenes ever. It is so good. It shows once again why Wonder Woman was such a good film, and why people love the Amazons. And while that fight scene was awesome, the fight scene when Steppenwolf goes to Atlantis to steal the second mother box was actually kind of lame. I think Amber Heard mirror looked ridiculously awesome, and it was kind of cool to see that she can do her aqua magic, she can change, move water and create solid shapes with it. She has one cool scene, but then that was it. And it was really just her protecting the mother box, so I find it very odd that, all the Amazons are ready there to stop him from grabbing it, and, Atlantis is, just one. But, they had to do it in 2 hours. Now we all knew in Batman vs Superman, when Superman died, he wasn't gonna stay dead. Now, although I'm happy he's back alive, I do feel it was also kind of rushed and kind of just lame, actually. He seemed to get over it pretty quickly, and I feel every time when you bring back someone from the dead, I feel that's traumatic. Yet, he was fine and then just saving the day the next moment, so I just do feel I was a little cheated out on that and just didn't really take to it too much. While the final fight scene was really good and that was highly enjoyable, I at no point thought I was watching the best superhero film ever. I do think it's a step in the right direction for DC, but I also think they have a lot to work on. The only film that I still really liked in the DC universe is still Wonder Woman. That movie, hands down, was epic in every way, and Justice League, try to recapture some of that, but generally I do feel a little let down by it. Overall, I do feel the film was super rushed, especially the backstories of the new characters, and I think this is one of the problems in the DC universe in their films, is I really don't care about any of the characters. I've never really related to any of them from what I've been seeing in the film, so when something good happens to them, I don't care. If something bad happens to them, I don't care. And that's probably one of the problems I have with Superman dying in Batman vs. Superman, and then being brought back to life. Like, it just happened so quickly, so I wasn't able to really be sad when he died, or really happy when he brought him back to life. Now, out of all the characters, the only one I have taken to is Wonder Woman, and that's probably because, you know, her film was so awesome, it set her up really, really well, and this film continues to build her up decently well, and that's why out of all the characters, she's the only one I really care about. I think DC really needs to step it up and get us to care about these characters, get us engaged with them, or else the movies will continue to do bad in the box office, even though the fans do kind of like them. But the good news is that Justice League does get me slightly excited about some of the new stuff that we'll be seeing with the DC universe. I am really excited about Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa as Aquaman is perfectly cast, so I am looking forward to seeing that film and seeing what they do with Atlantis and the Atlanteans. The Flash, Ezra Miller, was funny, you know, it was really witty, but I don't know, I feel like I'll probably get annoyed with that at one point and just find him kind of tiring. And Cyborg, I really don't have an opinion on Cyborg. I just found him very much pointless. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys really enjoy Justice League? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Bye!